Yo team, so hope we are all good. So a little bit different today actually. I've got a series of questions that I've kind of been asked on my personal messages or on my page today. And I thought I'd answer those questions on here as well. And just help a few of you guys that might be wanting to know a few of these answers. So the first one, I get asked this quite a lot actually, is do I need to take all sugar out of my diet? I really enjoy sugar, I need it in. You do not have to totally remove sugar from your diet. Now, 80 to 90% of your diet, as long as that's from real good whole food and you're in a calorie, let's say, for example, if you're trying to lose body fat, the main aim is that you're in a calorie deficit. You need to make sure that you're burning more than what you're eating. Okay, that's the first rule. Then if 80 to 90% of your food is from good, real whole food and it's filling you up and it's making you feel good, and if you want the odd treat now and again, that's absolutely fine. You do not have to cut sugar out your diet. Now, what I say to every single one of my clients is, look, could you be able to sustain your diet for the next year? Now, if you could sustain your diet for the next year, that is a good diet. So it's exactly the same with sugar. You want an element of that in there so you can enjoy and you can sustain that. Now, you're not going to eat sugar cubes. So what you're actually meaning there is going to be more like a little bit of chocolate or a little bit of sweets. Now, what a lot of people do on their diet is Monday to Friday, they really restrict, they really avoid, and then Saturday, Sunday, they binge out. So what I try and do with my clients is try and give them a little bit of that, a little bit of something every single day so they feel like they can sustain it, so they don't feel the need to binge out. They're not so low calories in the week, so they don't feel the need to binge out at the weekend. So yeah, making sure that you're in a calorie deficit. You don't need to totally remove sugar and you can keep it in your diet. So, can I drink Diet Coke? Yeah, you can drink Diet Coke, Pepsi Max, Coke Zero. When I'm dieting, they're things that I have in all the time because it's my one thing that I look forward to and I enjoy. I know there's people on about, let me take that off, people on about aspartame and how it affects you. Look, the amount that you actually have to drink is astronomical. So yeah, you can drink Diet Coke, you can drink Pepsi Max, you can drink all this and still get results and you can still change. I drink it, I give my clients it, so there's absolutely no problem there. As long as you're still hitting your water goal and still drinking plenty of water, that is no problem. Okay, so best way to grow my arms. Now this is a good one, and I've touched on this quite a lot actually in previous videos, so you can scroll down and probably see it. Now, when it comes to growing your arms, one of the main things is people don't have big exercises in. They don't have compound exercise in. So let's say, for example, a semi-supinated chin or a heavy dip. They are two mass builders of your arms. Now, people don't do heavy lifting no more as well. So 4 to 8 reps, that's a lot of mechanical tension work. You need that aspect to grow. So if you have 1 to 2 exercises in your arm workout where you're going 4 to 8 reps, you're getting strong, you're increasing the intensity and you're trying to do more, great. Then what you can do towards the end of the workout, you can hit it with more metabolic stress. So that's going to be like your supersets, your drop sets, anything above 10 reps. And also there's 3 mechanisms of growth. So there's metabolic stress, which is like the drop sets, supersets, anything above 10 reps, the mechanical tension, which is more your heavy lifting, your heavy work, and muscular damage. So that's like your heavy eccentrics. So you could do, let's say, a negative chin for 4 or 5 seconds low in. That will give you extreme DOMs. You could do that on any exercise, to be honest, but that will give you extreme DOMs. So make sure that you're hitting all those mechanisms of growth. So when I see, and also, when it comes to growing your arms, I see a lot of people that have got unstable shoulders, so they can't put the load through their arms. That's one of the main things that I try and work on with every single client if they can't grow their arms. And also make sure that you're tracking your progress. Make sure that you're logging your progress. Make sure that you're doing more. Because obviously for you to do more, for you to change and grow and adapt, you have to be able to lift more. You have to progressively overload. So yeah, you need to make sure you're getting stronger first of all. Make sure you've got a mixture of all those mechanisms of growth. And then track your progress. Are you eating enough? Are you training properly? Are you training intense enough? Are you doing more? And if you're doing all those things and your arms still aren't growing, then what I would say is you're probably not training right because you're not placing the load through your arms. So then you want to hit it from different angles. You'd want to work on lengthening the muscle as well as shortening the muscle. So a lot of people do a lot of shortening the muscle here, but they're not doing any lengthening work. So that's when at the start of the workout, if you are really tight, you could do like an incline curl or an incline cable curl just to start to lengthen the muscle. Then when you start to put the shortening work in, you'll start to feel your biceps pump up a hell of a lot more. So especially if you're tight and you're rotated here, you want to do a lot more work to lengthen the muscle and to bring your posture back and to work on your shoulder stability. If you're in this position, your shoulders are going to be unstable. So you want to bring it back here. Then when you place the load for your biceps or your triceps, it's all going to go through there. So there's a quick little tip on growing your arms. Okay, so another one I got asked was, why doesn't my chest grow? Now, once again, we could go through the same kind of things that we've just spoken about there. Are you eating enough? Are you training hard enough? Are you tracking your progress? One of the main things when it comes to chest is people have unstable shoulders. They're internally rotated. So they're not placing any load through their chest. They'll place the load through the shoulders. They'll place the load through the traps. They'll place the load through the triceps. So one of the things that I do with every single client in this position, the first phase, I'll work on strengthening the shoulders. I'll work on strengthening the stabilizers. Then when I start to place load through the muscle, I know that they'll be training properly and they can get strong with that. Another thing as well, people are really, really tight in the chest, especially if they're internally rotated. So the first phase in the training would be to start to lengthen that muscle, would be to start to open the chest up. Then when you go into the second phase and you start hitting it with heavy lifts, you start putting a lot of mechanical tension work in there, you start getting stronger, then you'll start to feel a lot more through your chest. Also, at the start of your training program of your chest as well, what you'd want in there is you want some activation work. So what I do is on a pec deck, on a single arm pec deck, I will literally have my finger on the upper part of my chest. I'll squeeze, I'll contract, and I'll fire, and I'll keep that tension on through for 10 to 15 reps. Just to get it activated, and then I'll do that for 2 sets so I can feel it equally on both sides. Then I'll go into my lifting. Then I feel a lot better when I'm going into my big lift, knowing that I can contract and I can fire out of my chest. A lot of people are using the traps, the shoulders, the triceps. I was watching 2 guys in the gym this morning, and they were lifting 50 kilo dumbbells, but there was hardly anything going through the chest. It was all through trap, shoulders, and triceps. So I always say to people, if you have really big arms, and you've got really big shoulders, you've got really big traps, but you've got a small chest, that's showing you how you're training. That's showing you, when I see guys that have got really big traps like this, but they've got no chest, I know exactly how they're training, I know exactly what they're doing, and how they need to change it. So there's always stuff to do. When I look at someone's body shape, I can see where they're strong, I can see where they're weak, and I can see what they need to do. That's what you need to assess. And if you don't have to do that, you've got to reach out to one of us guys, and we can coach on that process. All right, so how can I still have a social life and still get results? Now, this is a big one. I think because obviously Christmas is coming up and there's going to be social events, there's going to be occasions where you're going out and you're going to be doing things. You want to have a balanced life as much as you can. You're always going to be slightly unbalanced when you're trying to achieve a goal, but you want to still, I always say to people, look, if you're having a meal out and you eat 4 meals out a day, that's 28 meals of the week. So if you can just have 1 or 2 meals off track, you've still got 26 meals which are perfect. So 95% of the week is amazing. So you're still going to get results. You're still going to change. If you've got over the next month, you've got 4 nights out. Okay, so 4 out of the 30 nights out. So 4 days are off track and you're at 26 out of 30. You're still over 90% where you're perfect. So it doesn't mean you have to sabotage results. But that's when it comes into you having a balanced lifestyle, you planning ahead, you being organised, you knowing when your nights out's coming out. So you're going to work intense. Like we've got a 4-week challenge at the minute. And all the guys and girls are working extremely hard, so they can enjoy social occasions, but they can still drop body fat. They can still lose measurements off the waist and the hips. They still feel more confident. They can still feel so much better. So that is a massive thing. If you, hello Stephen, hello Helen, hope you're all right. So yeah, if you want to have a social life and you still want to get results, you've just got to plan it all out. You've got to be a little bit more organised so you can get results as well. And like you say, just treat it as it's only 1 day over the week. It's not 7 days, so it doesn't mean you have to totally self-sabotage. A lot of people totally give up training right now, and they eat shit, and they drink a lot. So January comes around and they feel so fucked, and they feel so far away from the goal, and it seems like such a harder process. Put the work in now, get into good habits, feel fitter, feel better, feel more confident, have more energy, look better, so you can enjoy the social occasions. So if you know you're going out quite a lot over these next 4 weeks, make sure you're working your ass off in the gym as well. Okay, so how can I stop binge eating? Right, so I have a lot of chats with these when I'm having inquiries, when I'm speaking with people on the initial call, and I've done loads of articles on this in the past. Now, let's say, for example, if you are binge eating, usually people binge eat between 8 to 10 at night, let's say. So that's only, once again, 90 to 95% of your day is perfect. So it's just 5% of your day you work on. So people always got a bad perspective on themselves and they're really down on themselves, but you're only 5 to 10% wrong. So we've just got to shift that. We've got to improve that. So what I tend to do, I say, look, you're in the same environment. You'll be sitting down, you'll be watching I'm a Celebrity, you'll be doing this, you'll be doing that. So then you get bored. So your usual routine is to binge, and your usual routine is to have chocolate, your usual routine is to have sweets or whatever, right? So what we've actually got to do is we've got to change your environment. So if you are going to watch I'm a Celeb or you are going to watch this, you've got to make sure that you're moving, go and watch it in a different room, do something else, watch it at the gym where you're doing on a bike ride or whatever. Once you start to change your environment, you'll find it a lot less easy to binge. But it also comes down as well, are you drinking enough water? Because people usually mistake hunger for dehydration. It's usually because you're too dehydrated. Is your food balanced enough? Why do you feel like you need to binge? Is it because you haven't got enough foods in your life and your diet isn't sustainable? That's usually the case. You're having enough vegetables because that fibre is going to fill you up. Then it comes down to, do you act on emotion a lot or have you got control of your life? So like with a lot of our clients, the first things that I'll always do is I'll put my morning routine in and I'll put my nighttime routine in and I'll give them 4 or 5 habits to stick to and I'll work on them and their mindset. Now, when you're doing that, you'll feel a lot less likely to binge because you're not just aesthetically looking better. You're feeling better in yourself, in your health, in your well-being, and you feel in control of your life. People that act on emotion don't feel in control of their life. So when they do feel emotional, they feel tired, hungry, that's when they're going to binge. So it's getting all that shit sorted first, and then you'll feel like a lot less likely to binge. So then you just got to reach out to us guys, and we can give you control back, and we can show you exactly what you need to do to be able to change. So binge eating is a massive one on acting on emotion. So the first step that you've got to really do is just give that person control back, make them feel good, feel like they're in control of their life. Then they won't act on emotion as much. Okay, the last question that I've got: what healthy? So what healthy treats can I have? Well, you can literally have anything that you want, really. There's no limitation on what healthy treats you can have. Look, Christmas is around the corner, so you're going to want to have chocolate. You're going to have other cakes and stuff. So what I'd say is just have them. Just have them, but just make sure that you're working your ass off. So on that day of you doing an extra workout, on the next day you're doing more cardio, or you're walking more to kind of counteract that. I wouldn't try and have healthy treats. I mean, like healthy treats, like having the old granola bar and all this stuff, that's fine. But you know what? Just have whatever you want and put it into a balanced, structured nutrition plan. Track your calories. Because if you, like a lot of my clients have got health, they've got foods in that they like and they're still dropping weight. The reason they're dropping weight is because they're tracking the progress, they're tracking the food, they're tracking the training, they're tracking this, they're tracking that. If you're not tracking elements of your health or your fitness or your performance, you don't know what to assess or what to change or how well you're doing. So the first step is to track absolutely everything on a daily basis. Then you can see what you need to do, and then you can see where you're going wrong. So yeah, just have that. Have that chocolate bar, have that thing, but just make sure you work hard on the day and you work harder the next day. So look, that was a little Q&A from 7 or 8 questions I've got asked. If any of you guys want me to answer any more questions, fire them over, and I'll do another one over the weekend as well. So have a good week, team, and I'll speak to you soon.